Welcome to Evergreen Networking. Today we're going to talk about creating a winning content strategy and tips for posting and engaging on LinkedIn. Most people don't know this, but the right strategy will save you a decade. So close your distractions, drink some water because a 5% drop in hydration is a 30% drop in energy, and engage with me in the chat. Let me know what version of LinkedIn you're using right now. Are you using the free, the premium, or Sales Navigator? Let me know in the chat. Also, take some notes with the tips that I'm going to give you. And if you stay till the end, I'm definitely going to give you a beautiful gift. All right. So let's see what we got going on. Did you know that 80% of business leads sourced from social media come directly from LinkedIn? And you might say, well, I know that I can get leads from LinkedIn, and I know that LinkedIn's very active and there's a billion people on LinkedIn, but I don't really have time to learn how to use LinkedIn. I would say either have time or you have money. Those are the two things. Either have time or you have money. What do you have more of? In the chat, let me know. Time or money? If you have time, definitely spend your time learning it. If you have money, then hire someone to do it for you. But if you have time, there's no reason why you can't learn how to do it. And learning how to leverage LinkedIn is like learning how to network in a networking platform that's open 24 hours a day. 24 hours a day. We have a networking platform that's open, and professionals come and they build relationships, real relationships, not relationships like, followers, relationships like connections. The money's in the relationship. People do business with other people that they what? That they know, like, and what's the final word? Who knows the final word? Know, like, and what? Robert said trust. Correct. Know, like, and trust. Daniel said trust. So LinkedIn is a place where you build trust with people. Now, let me tell you a quick story about a guy that called me up out of the blue. He just calls me up out of the blue. And people call me up out of the blue all the time. And I pick up the phone. Why not? Because I'm a nice guy. I'll pick up the phone. You call me, I'll pick up the phone. If I could pick up the phone, if I'm doing a thing and I'm getting a call right now, I'm not going to pick it up. But if you call me and I'm available, I'll pick up the phone because I like to have conversations with people and build relationships. This guy calls me up. He's like, Joe, we're connected on LinkedIn, blah, blah, blah. I was like, hang on a second. Slow down. I'll slow down. I get we're connected on LinkedIn, but what's your name? What's your name? He's like, my name is David. Anyway, I was like, hang on a second, David. Let me look you up on LinkedIn first before you go into your whole sales pitch. Before that, let me see who you are. I look him up. He has 30 connections on LinkedIn. I was like, listen, you telling me we're connected. A, we're not. That's number one. B, you have 30 connections, no recommendations. For all I know, you're a cyber criminal. That's what you are. He's like, oh, I'm not a cyber criminal. What are you telling me I'm a criminal? I was like, listen, I don't know who you are because you have no trust. I don't trust you. I want me to have a conversation, give you information about me before I can trust you. He's like, you only trust people that are on LinkedIn. I'll give you my home address. I was like, you can give me anyone's home address. I can just Google this name. I don't know who you are. I said, look at my connections. Look at what I have going on. He looks, he's like, wow, you have 500 recommendations on LinkedIn? I was like, yeah. And I have a network of people that can vouch for me, like real people. And he's like, oh, I'm a real person. I was like, I don't know. You could be AI for all you know. You could be this rogue AI that came out of China and is trying to take advantage of me. He's like, I promise you I'm not. I was like, your promise is not worth the same thing as LinkedIn recommendations. I said, come to my webinar, come to my class. I'm going to teach you how to do what you need to do and build trust, real trust, so you can have conversations with people. He's like, I should talk to my boss about this. I was like, how many sales reps do you guys have? He said 14. I was like, listen, go to my profile and look at my featured post. I have a demo of Evie AI. And he looked at it. He's like, wow, this AI is amazing. We need to get this for all our sales reps. I was like, and you need to take our LinkedIn Accelerator program because you don't know how to use LinkedIn. He was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to look into that. I was like, okay, goodbye. Thank you. I'm just saying, like, when someone calls me up and I look at their profile, I know who they are. So if I looked at your profile and I saw that you had 30 connections, I would know who you are, a person that doesn't pay attention to their network. It's like walking into a networking event and having mustard all over your shirt and walking with ripped clothing. You get what I'm saying? You're not representing yourself properly. Networking on LinkedIn is a game changer because it's a place where people come together and build professional relationships based on trust. But learning is a social process. You don't just do this by yourself. You do this with other people because it's a networking game, right? It's literally a game that you play and you build relationships and you get referrals, right? You got to get referrals on LinkedIn, referrals to other people that know you, like you, and trust you. So for those of you that don't know me, that this is the first time, and some of you it's the first time, my name is Joe Applebaum. I'm the CEO of Ajax Union. We're a B2B digital marketing agency, and we've serviced over 1,100 clients over the past 15 years. Our business has generated millions of dollars in revenue for ourselves and for our clients, and we were featured on the Inc. 500 as one of the fastest growing companies in America. Are you guys familiar with the Inc. 500, with the Inc. 5000? Look into it. Look into it. If you have to be a minimum of 2 million in revenue to get onto the list, and some companies are $1 billion in revenue. Microsoft was on the list. Facebook was on the list. All those companies were on the list at one point in their life because they were small companies. It's privately held companies. So people ask me, Joe, how do you build your business? And I say, the best customers come from relationships. By the way, let me ask you a question. Are the best customers coming from random people, randomness from the internet, or are your best customers coming from relationships? Let me know in the chat. I'm curious to know, randomness or relationships? They're both R's, but one of them is like a Spanish R, if you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you can tell I'm Hispanic. Yes, okay. I'm not ashamed of it. Both of my parents are from South America. Jay said referrals, relationships. We all know relationships are important. That's why I built this system that teaches you how to build relationships. I'm going to walk you through it, but first I want you to self-identify where you are on the ladder of success. Are you absent? You have a profile, but you don't log in. Some of you are absent. Unfortunately, you're absent. If you're absent, you're not going to benefit from the networking event. You got to show up. But some of you are lurkers. You're showing up, but you're hiding under the table. You're hiding behind your logo. You're not showing up properly. You're a lurker. Some of you are networkers. Some of you are influencers. So where are you? Are you an absent, lurker, networker, influencer? Networker means you're dabbling. Lurker means you're watching. Absent means you're not even showing up because you're not sure what to do. So where are you on the ladder of success? An influencer means you're doing everything you need to do and you're part of a great community like Paul. Paul's part of our engaged thought leader community. It's a great community of thought leaders that come together every single day in a community, and we build relationships with each other. So absent, lurker, networker, influencer, where are you on the ladder of success? Okay, so Daniel said networker. Ganesh said networker. So dabbling. Dabbling means you're missing accountability. You're not in a community. Lurker means you don't have the right strategy. You haven't taken the right courses. Influencer, if you're an influencer, then it's about giving back to other people. How do you add value to other people? How do you start sharing videos? How do you start doing these presentations and having dozens of people show up? Right? There's about 3 dozen people in the room, give or take, with plus a couple note takers. Do you get what I'm saying? If you can change a couple dozen lives by spending an hour, that's powerful. Why not do that if you're an influencer? Why not do that if you can bring a couple dozen people together? Do it. So here's my plan. Okay, if you haven't seen this before, I'm going to explain it to you very simple. And if you've seen it before, ask yourself, what from here am I not doing? Okay? What from here do I need to be better at? What from here do I need better accountability? What steps here do I need to master? By the way, which one of these steps are you most curious about? Put it in the comments. Which one of these steps do you need the most help with? By the way, probably you're all going to say automation because that's a popular one. But maybe it's plan. Maybe I don't know what to do. Maybe it's people. I don't know who to target. Maybe it's promise. I don't know what to say. Maybe it's story. I don't even know my stories. Maybe it's presence. My profile's terrible. Maybe it's meetings. I'm not getting on calls with people. Maybe it's credibility. People don't trust me. I'm not getting engagement. Maybe it's exposure. I don't know what to post. Right? All these are the things that I put together after training 1,000 companies. Not one company, not 2 companies. 1,000 people went through our training from 1,000 different companies. And sometimes there were groups of 400 or 500. I've touched so many lives, and this is the message I want to send. 3 steps: branding, building, and booming. Keep it easy. The right strategy will save you a decade. If you're not learning this, if you're not applying this, if you're not doing this, you're not doing LinkedIn. There's 1 billion people on LinkedIn. The opportunity is enormous. Your target market is on LinkedIn. I'm going to go right into LinkedIn in just a minute. I'm going to talk about posting strategies. I'm going to show you exactly what to do. But if you don't know the framework, and you don't have the scripts, and you haven't taken the course, if you haven't taken the Evergreen Networking System course, which is 9 modules with the frameworks, checklists, and cheat sheets that walk you through how to create a strategy, then you're missing out. You're missing out on an opportunity to be able to know what the people that are actually getting success are doing. So Linda says, I am a minimum networker. I belong to ACG, and I do connect with people on LinkedIn, but I don't work it daily. So you're dabbling. I work it every single day, and there are certain tasks that you need to do every day. There are 30 possible activities. You don't have to do them all, but you pick 3, pick 5. Get it? You don't have to do it all day. And if you apply automation, then you set up robots to help you do it all day and every day and do it the right way. Now, that doesn't comply with LinkedIn's terms and conditions, so you got to really be careful when you're doing it. But all the things that I teach in this course apply and are comply 100% with LinkedIn's terms and conditions. Even the automation component of this course applies. But there's a different program where I teach proper LinkedIn automation where you have to have a Sales Navigator account and you got to make sure that you're careful, and then you have certain rules, and then you can do stuff automation wise. Okay. So let's move on to this. Let's move on to the next thing. Let's play bingo. What's your issue? Is your issue number one, I don't have a strategy? Number two, I tried LinkedIn, but I don't have results. Number three, I know how to use LinkedIn, but I don't know how to message people. Number four, not sure what to post. Number six, my content doesn't get engagement. Number seven, I don't know what automation tools to use. Number eight is I need conversations. Number nine is Joe, help me. I'll hire you. Help me. So what's your issue? Tell me what it is. Is it one? Put a one in the chat. Number six, I don't get engagement. Daniel doesn't get engagement. Daniel, let me show you something. I'm going to go to my post over here. My goal is not to go viral. I always tell people, I don't want to go viral. Can you guys see my screen? Yes? I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. For those of you that are a little blind, like my mouse, I have a blind mouse, little tiny blind mouse, 3 blind mice. I'm going to go down over here. By the way, I added a new video to my services page. I just got a lead, a $20,000 potential on the service from this services page. Just FYI, $20,000. I had a call with him. Hopefully he'll sign up. He said he wants to sign up yesterday. Okay. I don't know if he'll sign up yesterday because yesterday passed. Okay. But $20,000 in revenue. Okay. So let's look at this. Okay. I met him on WhatsApp, an expert, blah, blah, blah. Do you want to learn WhatsApp for business? Let's see if people want to learn WhatsApp for business. Let's see. 55%, 36% of people are not interested. 20 people want WhatsApp. I don't know that I'm going to teach WhatsApp because a lot of people are not interested in WhatsApp. But people don't see the benefits of WhatsApp. But let me just go here and show you a different post. So check out this post. I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to scroll down over here just to show you a different post that I posted last week. I think it was last week. Let me go down. So I posted a lot. You can see I posted a lot. I post all different types of posts. Okay, right here. How often would you engage with a group? Daily, weekly, or monthly? Let's copy this right over here. I have 142 votes here. And I want you guys to click on this. I want you guys to click on it, like it, vote on it, leave a comment on it. Because if you want more engagement, you probably want to be included in this world, okay? There's 142 people that are interested to be included daily. And I created a robot that sends 10 of these people a message with all their LinkedIn posts every day. So I'm creating these little robots that can do this for these people. And I said, I'm going to do it for 100 people for free. So if you guys like it, get in here. Let me know if you want weekly or monthly. There's not enough monthly people over here. So if you don't want to be too active, you can do monthly or weekly or whatever. But if you want to jump into daily, you can jump into daily. But this is the idea, people supporting each other. You got to create a little community. You got to create a little community of people. David said voted on it last week. And if you voted on it, hit the repost button right here. Okay, so I'm building real relationships with people. I'm looking and I'm going through this strategy and I'm actually sitting down and saying, okay, I have a strategy. I have tried LinkedIn in the past and I didn't get results. So I applied my strategy and I started getting results. I started getting leads. I started getting conversations. I started messaging strangers and made them friends. How many messages do I send out? Well, let's look at my Sales Navigator. Let's just look at my Sales Navigator. Let's go to messaging over here and let's just see. This guy over here, Rich Roberts, says, are we able to see the post in the above thing? No, he can't see the post. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to send him the post. Look at that. I'm sending messages through Sales Navigator. Look how many messages. I'm going to go down here. Click on older. I'm going to go down here and just kind of show you. I could just keep going till the end of the world to show you how many messages I sent. I'm going to click older. 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 Do you guys see how many messages? Older. So people are not sending enough messages. Look at that. Look how many messages. More older, 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 older. CTO, 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 CTO. You see that? Most people only think you can send out 50 messages, but you can send out hundreds of messages every single week. Hundreds. And if you do it to the right people, people will be like, oh, hell yeah, I'm interested. I'm loving it. And I got a bunch of great leads from this. I can't handle everybody responding and saying yes. But if I get the right people to say yes, they go into my CRM and I book them. I book them on a call and a conversation. So this is real. This is happening right now. These are real things, real conversations that I'm having with people. I can't even catch up, so I got to pause the automation in order for me to be able to do this. But even if you're doing things manually, like on the organic side, I'm doing things manually, I have a crazy amount of stuff going on that are happening manually here. So look at this, 1126, 1125, 1124, 11:23, 11:21, 11:20. Do you guys see that? Do you guys see how much action's going on over here? 11:16. Do you see what's going on in my account? So this is me building relationships with people. These are not little people. These are Mark Belsky, the managing principal of Mark Belsky Real Estate Brokers. This isn't the guy that I need to have a relationship with. I need to talk to him. He has 18,000 followers on LinkedIn. He's no little chum-chum. You guys get this? He's a real guy. He has a real company. He's a successful guy, and it's his birthday today. So I'm going to hop on the phone with him. I'm going to click contact info. His phone number is not there, so I'm going to use one of my automation tools to help me identify his phone number and see if I can pull up his phone number here. His email isn't there, but his phone, look at that. We have a 646 number. I can hit call right here, and it'll start calling. Allow. Just like this. Let's see if he picks up. You think he's going to pick up? I don't know. Mark Belsky, Joe Applebaum.
Hello?
Mark Belsky, it's your birthday. I just called to say happy birthday. That's all. It's Joe Applebaum, your LinkedIn connection. Did you get my happy birthday message? Mark Belsky.
Number.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I apologize. Have a wonderful day. I wish that would have worked out perfectly, but I got the wrong number from my tool. I want the right number. All I got to do is look him up. I got to just Google him right here. Here's the right number. You see that? Copy this. Go into here. Put the right phone number here. I'm actually going to update it. I'm going to hover over it. I'll just put his phone number here. Status verified, save. And let's call him now. Let's see what happens.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
Okay, it's perfect. It's perfect. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to WhatsApp, wa.me. You guys see that? And I'm going to just send him a WhatsApp message saying happy birthday. Because that goes to voicemail. That type of voicemail means it's a thing. So I'm going to press enter here. And it's going to say, you want to open it in WhatsApp? I'm going to say yes. And I'm going to say happy birthday. Okay, so I have my little WhatsApp open here. You guys can see my WhatsApp. You see the number? You guys see it open here on my screen? I said happy birthday. So glad we are connected on LinkedIn. This is Joe Applebaum. Do you see the way I took it from one platform and I put it on another platform and I'm building a relationship with Mark Belsky? Do you see that? I'm not just relying on LinkedIn. I'm using a full 360-degree approach, but it starts with LinkedIn. It starts with the data that I have here. Because on WhatsApp, what data do I have? Look at what I have on WhatsApp. I have just a phone number. You see that? But on LinkedIn, I have first name, last name, company name, partners, who works at his company, our mutual connections, everything about how much money he raised, services that he offers, his activity on LinkedIn, when he posted, his experience. I want to leave a comment on the post that he posted a week ago. I just click here. I click on Evie AI, which is an AI automation tool that will help you be able to do things that comply with LinkedIn's terms and conditions. I press generate. It'll read his post. Mark, it's a fantastic opportunity. By the way, happy birthday. And then I tag him. And now he gets a notification. So I hit him up on WhatsApp. I called him up. Do you get what I'm doing? Do you get what I'm doing over here? This is not just a strategy where I'm just like hoping for the best. I have the exact step-by-step process to be successful on LinkedIn with the people that matter in my life. And if somebody matters in your life, you learn how to use these tools to be successful, and then you get on the phone with them. And you don't worry about, oh my God, what if I'm bothering the person? It's not about that. It's about adding value. And so if you're having an issue with any of this stuff, what you need to do is you need to learn these tools. Look at this. This is called a mind map. Have you guys ever heard of a mind map? Who here uses mind map, right? Me or right not yet? Right? Me or not yet? Paul said, this is insane. Crazy how you can keep up. I have assistants that help me. I have more money than I have time, so I have people that help me. So this is a mind map where you put in the idea and then you put in all the different things you can teach. And that's what we taught inside our LinkedIn Accelerator program is we basically said the following. For people to send you business, the following needs to be true. They have to know you, like you, and trust you. Yes? So what are the strategies? What are the actual strategies to help people do that? So I spent 6 hours training a group of dozens and dozens of people, including James, who's right here, right now, who has access to the program. Hey, James, thank you for investing in the program. And he knows that the way to get people to remember that you exist is for you to be top of mind with those people, and LinkedIn can really help. But there's a lot of questions. Who should I accept? What should I post? Do I need to pay for Sales Navigator? How do I find new employees? What's the difference between LinkedIn and Facebook? There's a lot of questions. By the way, which one of these questions do you want the answer to the most? Put one number, pick a number, 1 through 15. Take a moment, read these questions. You can even take a screenshot. Tell me which one do you truly want an answer for? If you had to pick one, I know it's hard to pick one out of all of them, but just the one that comes to your heart. Which one do you want? It's an easy one. 15. What types of automation do you recommend with LinkedIn? Okay. I would say I would recommend specific automations related to posting, at least initially. Posting automation. Michael said number 2, should I post on my company page? No, don't post on your company page. First, post on your profile. Your company page is for branding, for marketing, and your profile is for networking and prospecting. Do you guys get the difference? Branding and marketing versus networking and prospecting? Okay, so if you're depending on your goal, if your goal is branding and marketing, do your company page. If your goal is networking and prospecting, then you do your personal page. By the way, what is your goal? In the chat, let me know right now. Is your goal networking and prospecting or marketing and branding? Let me know. Put it in the chat. Because for everyone, there's a different goal. Networking and prospecting or marketing and branding. Which one? Those are the 2 options. I'm giving you guys 2 options. Option 1 or option 2. Pick one. Look at that. Networking and prospecting, networking and prospecting, networking and prospecting. Okay, we got a branding. So if it's branding, you focus on your company page, and then you push your profile to push your company page, because you can invite people from your personal profile to your company page, and vice versa. The other way around doesn't really work that way. Okay, so the next question is number 11. Number 11 is, what mistakes do you see people doing when posting on LinkedIn? All right, I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a second. I want to emphasize something here. There's huge mistakes that people make. Huge mistakes. Okay, the biggest mistake is not posting. That's the biggest mistake. So the biggest mistake is not posting. Second biggest mistake is that people are selling things in their post without building a relationship with anybody. They're like, hey, look at this. I want to sell you this and I want to sell you that. Then what? People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So let people get to know you. Stop selling things. Stop. 80% of the time, you got to be adding value. 20% explain what you do and how you do it. Okay? So it's a 80-20. Have you guys heard of the Pareto principle? Pareto. You guys get what I'm saying? You need to be adding value, like at a networking event. If you walked into a networking event, I don't know how many people here go networking on a regular basis. If you're going once a month, twice a month networking, or once a week, you walk in there, you start shoving business cards in people's faces. What are they, an ATM machine? No, disgusting. So why are you selling? Stop selling. Start building. Start connecting. Don't do transactions. This is not a place where you come and get a transaction. It's a place where you connect. People want to know your story. That's why one of the 9 steps is stories. Tell stories. What happened? What happened? You got on the phone with someone? Every single post, I strive to tell a story. Tell a story. Have a hook. Here's another mistake people do. They put a link in the post. A link will help you stink. I just came up with that rhyme. A link will make your post stink. Why? Because the algorithm will cut the post down 50% of the time because it doesn't want people to leave LinkedIn. So they want them to stay because that's where they make their money. So if you put a link in the post, you're done. Now, I can't share with you all 52 strategies that I teach in the Accelerator program in a 1-hour webinar. I wish I could. I would do it very quickly, and I would speak super fast, like from Brooklyn. But I do have a special deal for you guys to access the recording of the 6-hour class. James, do you think it would be worth it for them to invest in it? He gave a thumbs up. 2 thumbs up. Look at that. I got 2 thumbs up from James, a client. So my question to you is, do you want to invest in getting the Accelerator program, which comes with our course, and it comes with frameworks, checklists, cheat sheets, scripts, templates, everything you need, and it'll just blow your mind. And I'm going to show you how you can access that and give you guys a deal if you write deal in the chat. I'll give you guys a special deal, which, by the way, I don't really want to offer this deal to everybody, but I'll offer it to you guys. LinkedIn has 1 billion members, 1 billion with a capital B. How do I know? Someone's like, liar. LinkedIn doesn't have 1 billion members. I was like, okay, let's go to about.linkedin.com and check. And it says 1 billion members. You see that? You see that? Somebody says, Joe, you're lying. It's impossible. Oh, 1 billion people. There are 1 billion people in the world. I was like, okay, did you count? I was like, I didn't count. I just went to their website and I believe what this publicly traded company is telling me, you know? I believe it. It could be it's a lie. Could be it's a lie. But I personally am connected to how many people? I don't know. Let me check. My network. Manage my network. I'm going to click on manage my network. And by the way, every single person can connect to this many people. 29,973 people right here. You see that? 29,973 people. How many connections do you have? If you are not adding 100 connections a week, 5,000 a year of the right people, you're missing out. You're missing out. You're really missing out. This is an opportunity. Connections are the key to being able to message. I can message all 29,000 people, every single one of them. And who are these people? These are CEOs. These are entrepreneurs. These are presidents, managing directors, real people. I'm going to search CEO through my connections. I'm going to click on First Degree just to see how many of them. 14,000. Half of them are CEOs. And they're not little companies. They're tens of millions of dollars in revenue. How do I know? Because they were on the Inc. 500 and it shows verified revenue by their tax return, how many employees they have, all of it. Do you understand what I'm saying? You are strategic. You change your life. You can waste a lot of time, but if you go to evergreen.com, we have LinkedIn training. We have the accelerator program. It's a one-day program. You go here and you catch a replay of the program. How much is this program? This program is $2,997. Okay? But now I'm going to give you guys this deal called One Day. I'm going to drop it in the chat, and you guys can grab the whole thing for $997, including the course. Okay? I just put it in the chat for you. So go and buy it. Invest in this, less than $1,000, and you get 6 hours of training plus 9 modules. You get the whole thing ready for you just like that, available for you with the discount code. Okay? It just makes sense for you to do it. Paul says, and what? And it would be more for Joe if they didn't cap it at 30,000. Of course. Hey, guys, look at this. Look at this. You know what? I'm going to show you what I don't show a lot of people. Okay, you ready? I'm going to click on grow. I'm going to click on my network. I'm going to click on grow, and I'm going to click on see all the people waiting to connect with me. How many people, guys, can you see that number? Should I zoom in? How many people are waiting at my door to connect with me? How many? 1,000 people. Okay? You spend less than $1,000, you get all the training. Less than $1,000. But look at this. Look at all these people. They're all waiting to connect with me. Can I accept all of them? I can't. I'm not allowed to. I have to first remove a bunch of people. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove a bunch of people that are not responding to me, and then I'll add all these new people, and I'll build relationships with them, and I'll get to know them. You see that? And I'm happy to let you guys in the door too. Like if somebody here sends me a message, say, hey, Joe, I watched your webinar. I really want to be connected to you. I'd love to become a client. I'm happy to remove somebody else and add you. You get it? I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to, if you want to have an actual relationship, if you want to become a client, if you want to start using Evie AI, our AI for LinkedIn, that's my goal. My goal is to by the way, the reason I set a goal for 30,000 clients for Evie AI, this is Evie AI. The reason I set a goal for 30,000 clients is because I have 30,000 connections. So eventually, anyone who's not a client, I'm going to remove from my connections. Not because I don't like them. It's because I don't need them there if they're not actually using LinkedIn daily. And if they're using LinkedIn daily, this is a no-brainer because right now, you can grab this for $29 a month, or we're running a special for the entire year for $15 a month. So you just upgrade for the year and have a good day. And you have an AI that will write posts for you. So what's the strategy? What's the strategy for posting? What's the strategy for posting? So if you go into the post writer, I break it down. Ask a question, celebrate others, challenge and solutions, common myths. So common myths about what? What tone should you use? Let's use an inspirational tone. What persona should you use? Let's just use the Joe Apfelbaum persona. And I'm going to say, share common myths, MYTHS, about automation and AI. Okay? I'm going to press generate, and it's going to prepare a hook, main points, a call to action, and hashtags. In how long? I don't know. Usually for a writer, it would take a month for them to prepare a really nice post. But over here, it takes a few seconds. Let's call it less than 10 seconds. How many times have you heard the statement that someone who has spent years in the marketing agency has developed AI tools like Evie AI can confidently say it's one of the biggest myths out there? Automation and AI are taking over our jobs. Okay, it is a myth. It's not going to take over our jobs. It's not, first of all, it's not here to replace us. It's here to assist us. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to post this on LinkedIn because 1,000 people are going to see it. You see this? I'm going to click on start a post. I'm going to paste it in here. How many times have you heard the statement as someone who has spent years in the marketing? By the way, you guys getting the deal? Say I'm getting the deal. Let me know if you're getting the deal. Paul says, Evie AI is amazing. I've been using it since last fall. No brainer. Let me know if you're getting the deal. Say I'm getting it, commit, or say not sure in the chat, or don't say anything at all, and I'll know you're not sure. Okay, first of all, just say I'm getting the deal. Good. Ganesh said I'm getting the deal. Excellent. Ganesh is in. Ganesh is getting the deal. Excellent. Okay, so by the way, Geneva, we're giving a deal out. Okay, so to embrace AI and automation, what myths, share your thoughts below. Let me know if you want to learn automation. I have a new community where I teach it a few times a month. Let's go. Okay, now what I can do is I can add media, just like that. I can find an AI Circle testimonial over here. I could find a video. You see that? I can find a video. I can find an image. I have a folder called LinkedIn Images, which has images of things. So I can pick any of these images that I already have predefined here. You see I have so many defined images here. I'm going to click on this meeting right over here. I can click on this meeting right over here. You see this one here? I can click on the different headshots that I put together for myself. So I'm going to do headshots. These are all the different headshots. I'm going to press next. And then I'm going to click post. Now I could schedule it with the scheduling, but I'm going to click post. But do you see the way I came up with the topic? Do you see how quickly I was able to do that? Now I will share this post with you guys in the comments right now, so you guys have access to it. By the way, I really, really want you guys to get the accelerator program so you know the 52 strategies that I teach. I have 52 strategies. I packed the 6 hours. So you guys, it's going to blow your mind if you take it. And that's why I want you guys to grab it, because it's available for that price for a limited time only. It's $29.97 usually. You guys are getting it for $9.97. So I recommend you grab it. Okay, it's the LinkedIn Accelerator Training Program. Again, it comes with the course, frameworks, checklists, cheat sheets, scripts. We even have a program called LinkedIn 101 if you don't need to know the basics. And then if you want to join our community right now is $97 a month. We have a very inexpensive, affordable community. We have a couple of people inside that community. We're teaching automation and we're teaching LinkedIn automation. So if you want access to that community, you want the link to join that community for $97 a month, just write community in the chat and I'll send you the link. We're not accepting everybody. So that community is only going to have a few hundred people in it, and then we're closing the doors and we're going to increase the price to $997 a month. But for right now, we're offering it for $97 a month. So if you want to join that community, we're going to meet twice a month and we're going to cover LinkedIn and AI automation. That's what we're going to be doing. Automation, how to do automation, how to have robots do stuff for you. So if you want the community, just write the word community in the chat and I will send you a link to the community. Again, that community is not for everybody, but if you want to master automation, if you want to learn automation, then you have to come and join the community and you will learn how to do that. Okay, so what do you guys need to know? What are your questions? I just put the link to the community in the chat. So it's school.com/AI-training-6956. Okay, I just put it in the chat. All right, so question for you guys. What do you want? What are your questions around LinkedIn? What are you wondering about? Do you need it? Somebody said, do you need a Sales Navigator account? If you're doing automation, you do. If you're not, you don't. Simple as that. If you're doing too much activity, LinkedIn will ban you unless you're paying them. Did you know there's 1 million people doing LinkedIn automation right now in the world? So if there's 1 million people that have Sales Navigator accounts doing LinkedIn automation, you know how much money that is for LinkedIn? It's $1 billion. You guys get that? It's $1 billion in revenue. So if they're getting $1 billion in revenue, you think they're going to stop the automation? No, they're going to stop the people that are doing it not responsibly. Get it? So it's okay. In my opinion, it's okay to do it if you're doing it with the right type of account, with the right training, and you're doing it responsibly. What is a reasonable budget when starting solo? Robert, this is what I would tell you. Number one is figure out your offer. You got to figure out your offer. Your offer is the most important thing. And figuring out your offer has to do with the strategy. So you can't come up with a real solid offer if you don't know your plan, your people, and your promise. You get what I'm saying? That's why taking the accelerator program will teach you the basics. You'll have a framework, the plan, the people, and the promise. And then after that, you come up with some stories. Then you come up with the right profile. Then you invest in some automation tools. And then you'll get exposure, credibility, and book meetings. That's the process I walk you through. In terms of a budget, I would say it depends on how big you want to grow your business. If you want your business to be $100,000 a year, if you're starting out, invest $10,000 a year in your own personal development. That's what I would focus on. in training and personal development so that you know how to make that $100,000. Because everyone in this room right now, all of you should be able to make $100,000 a year. If you're not making $100,000 a year, it's a personal development issue. It's not necessarily a strategy issue. It's a personal development. It's a mindset. Okay. They say 95% is mindset, 5% is strategy. You need to first work on the mindset. Okay. If you need to talk about that with me, talk about that with me. A lot of the stuff that I do inside our community and a lot of the training I do is also mindset work. Okay. I just want you to know it's mindset work because I can give you someone's cell phone number, but if you don't have the mindset to call them, and you have a weak mindset and you're like, but what if they're, but what if they're, but what, you know, it's not going to work. You get what I'm saying? Does that make sense that it's mindset? I can give you all the leads, but if you don't DM them because you're scared or you don't post because you're scared, it's not going to work. You gotta have courage. Courage is action in spite of fear. So spend 10% of where you want to get to. If you want $1 million in revenue, that's a whole different ballgame. Then you need to have systems. You need to invest in systems. So probably $50,000 to invest to get to $1 million in revenue, but you need to invest in systems and think about it long term. And if you want to get to 10 million in revenue, then you probably need to invest in strategy, a lot of strategy to get to 10 million in revenue. Strategy, systems, assets, people, data, and a lot of advertising. And you'll be able to get there. And it also depends on your business. Different businesses, a product business, a $10 million product business could be the same gross profit as a $1 million service business. You get what I'm saying? Because if you have a consumer electronics company, you come to me, I do $10 million in consumer electronics and a 3% margin, your cost of goods sold are 97%. For some of you, that went whoosh over your head. Learn business. Learn business. Learn business. If you want a business, you got to learn business. If you're an entrepreneur, you got to learn numbers. You got to understand. There's a book called Simple Numbers. A guy named Greg Crabtree, I think is his name. Great book about accounting and business. Greg Crabtree, Simple Numbers. I think that it was Simple Numbers. Yeah, Simple Numbers, Straight Talk, Big Profits. That's the name of his book. Greg Crabtree. I wrote Craig, but his name is Greg. But you guys get what I'm saying? You read a couple books. You read a book called $100 Million Offers, Robert, by Alex Hermosi. I studied that book. I'm going to teach that book in our community. Tom Wells is in our community. Big shout out to Tom Wells and to Paul. Paul's in our community as well. We have a thought leader community of people who want to become thought leaders. And if you want to become a thought leader, just write thought leader in the chat or speak to Tom or speak to Paul. They can get you in. We were initially charging $97 a month for that community. We raised it to $997 because I said when we're getting to 16 members, we're going to stop accepting members unless they want to pay $997. And so far, people are paying $997. So why would I bring it down to the $97? But if you guys want to get into that community, let me know. Maybe I'll make a deal for you, especially if you're struggling or you need help or whatever it is. Okay, and I'll give you a form to fill out that will help me qualify you whether you're even interested in that type of community. Because thought leaders, you got to be committed to be a thought leader. You got to, work hard. You got to post videos. You got to take action. There's a lot of things you got to do. So if you want to see that community, just the back end of that community, I'll just post. Oh, let me see. I can post a link to it. I can post a link to it in the chat. It's school.com/thoughtleaders. Okay, so I just put it in there for Ganesh. If you want to look into that, just look at that. But that's the idea. And I'll just share my screen just to kind of show you guys what it's like. This is it. This is the community. It's right over here. It's private. Inside the community, we answer tons of questions. You could see there's a lot of action, a lot of activity. So Rick, for example, is a member. He posted this 5 hours ago. Look at this. We're all sitting here supporting him. You see that? He posted this. We're all supporting him. Over here, Adam House posted this. We take a look at it. We support each other. You see this? Look at this. I'm going to go here. You see, Tom already left a comment on it. He liked it. I'm going to get to it. Boom. Boom, Adam. You are rocking. Okay, and I press out, and I'm supporting him. You see, that's inside that particular community. For the people that want to learn, the accelerator program, this is the accelerator program. So let me just show you more about the accelerator program right now, because somebody's like, Joe, what are the 52 strategies that you teach? Go to my profile. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. I'm going to zoom out a little bit just to kind of show you. Go to my profile. I zoomed out too much. I'm going to zoom in now. Okay, I'm going to go to the place where it says activity. I'm going to click on newsletter. And then I'm going to click on show all editions. And then I'm going to scroll down to where it says 52 strategies we teach in our LinkedIn Accelerator program. Okay, this is it right here. Do you guys see this? I'm going to walk you through LinkedIn poll strategy. LinkedIn poll strategy. That's the LinkedIn poll strategy. By the way, if you go to the Engaged Thought Leaders community and you go to the About section, we have a form here on the bottom you can fill out. So if you really want to get in and you want to deal, just let me know. Fill out that form. I just put the link to the form in the chat. Okay, I'm going to close that out. But back to what I was talking about, because, you know, you want the 52 strategies. I wrote them all down here. Reply to inbound InMail, featured networking one sheet, look who viewed my profile QR strategy, Calendly booking link strategy, networking dashboard strategy, LinkedIn live strategy, LinkedIn newsletter subscriber strategy, LinkedIn. I could teach you all this. I taught it over, but it takes me 6 hours. Do you get it? Do you guys get what you're going to get here for a fraction of the cost of what everybody else paid? Because you're getting the replay. We did this live. It was hard. It was very hard for me to stand. I physically stood for 6 hours. So people are like, why don't you make it live again? Because I don't need to. And it was a lot. I was like, after that, I would call my partner. I was like, listen, that was the most epic class. She's like, we got to resell the replay. I was like, well, we're not giving a discount. And then she's like, come on, people really need to see this stuff. I said, okay, I'll do a webinar. A couple of dozen people will join. I'll get them in there. Okay, that's basically what I told her. I want to support you. I want to see you be successful. I want to get behind your success. I want to make sure that you actually closing deals. Again, mindset. You need the skill set. You need the strategy. You need the frameworks. You need the checklists. You need the cheat sheets. You need the templates. Let me give it all to you for a fraction of the cost of what we're charging for it right now. So go ahead and grab the deal. All right. Anybody else have any questions, comments, concerns? I love your energy, Daniel said, and all the value you deliver. Look, somebody told me, Joe, why don't you just do real estate? Why are you putting so much energy into LinkedIn? What's going on? Like, who hurt you? You know what I said? I said, when I was a teenager, I'll only tell you my story. We'll sit down on the couch like a therapist and I'll tell you my story. I said, when I was a teenager, I watched my mother suffer. Okay. My mother had a store on the Lower East Side. She had a store. Anyone heard of the Lower East Side? When the immigrants came in, my mother was an immigrant. She came from Argentina. Her first language, my first language is Spanish. Yo hablo español. And her brother opened up a store. My uncle opened up a store on the Lower East Side, and he was making a living having a store because no one's hiring an immigrant from Argentina. So he decided he's going to open up a women's shoe store. And he told my mother, he's like, if you opened up a women's clothing store, you could make it big. So my mother said, okay. She maxed out her credit cards. She opened up a store. 95 Orchard Street was the address. Dorchester Street between Broome Street and Delancey Street, just to be exact. And I went there often. I was there very often because my mother worked 16 hours a day. So after school, sometimes I would go to her store. Or on Sundays, when I didn't have school, I would always be there. Or sometimes even Saturday night, we would go to open the store just to be able to get the traffic, especially when Saturdays ended early, because Saturday we don't work. But when Saturdays ended early, we would go Saturday night, open the store. You know, Saturday ended at 5. We would quickly go open the store from 6 to 12. And she would get customers and people would come and paying cash. People weren't paying cash, like $2,000 for like a suit from France. And when my mother would go to France, I would fly with her to France. She would take me along with her to France, to Germany, to Castoria, Castoria and to Saint Saloniki to buy fur coats. And then she would stuff it in a suitcase and she would take it so she doesn't have to pay duty. And she would try to do whatever she can to survive, to pay her rent. She had 6 kids. And eventually, she never really made it. She was always making like a few $100,000, but she never really made it. Revenue, not even profit, revenue. Eventually, she had a robbery in her store. She was devastated. And then 9/11 came and she was 6 months behind on her rent. And the guy came over to her and said, listen, if you close down, I'll forgive you the 6 months of rent. And she's like, okay, I had it. And I was so sad. I was devastated. Because I wanted to help her, you know? That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to strategize and help her, and I was helpless. So when I built my business, I was able to do something crazy. You know what I mean? Have a strategy and build one of the fastest growing companies in the United States. And I know how to do it. So how could I not teach this to other people? You know what I mean? So yeah, who hurt me? Do you guys get it? Everybody has a wound. Everybody has a wound, and we all are in the place that we are doing what we're doing in our soul's journey. And so for me, strategy is so close to my heart. Crazy. It's crazy how I can get so emotional about a story because it's so deep inside me, but it's cathartic for me to share it and to inspire other people to like live their best life, you know? And not just try to like say, hey, buy my crap. I don't need to do that. I can sell crap that's more expensive. I can sell to the Fortune 500. I can do that stuff. You know, I have publicly traded companies that are paying me tens of thousands of dollars a month to work with my staff. That's amazing, right? I could do a lot more of that. But that's not my soul's mission. My soul's mission is to speak to a group of people who might be struggling to make $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 in their pocket and be able to give them the strategies and the tools to succeed. Because I know how hard it is not to have enough money to feed your family. And I know how great it is to be able to buy a vacation home for your kids upstate and to buy a brownstone in Crown Heights and then to be able to afford to get divorced and buy a house in New Jersey, a beautiful Tudor house with the help of AI. But do you get what I'm saying? To give your kids a good life. My daughter's telling me she's going whitewater rafting. My son calls me up. He's like, Ty, I need a scooter. I need a bike. I want to go to camp. My son wants to go to a camp. 2 weeks. It's going to cost as much as all my kids going to camp. My daughter needed a special school in New Jersey because she was suicidal. School costs $87,000 a year for that type of school. It's not cheap to live a good life. My mother would have said, just eat food. Just eat food. Don't worry about it. You know, just my mother used to pay my brother to eat. He became 350 pounds because she thinks that food is the answer. I lost 100 pounds and I learned personal development. Mindset is so important. I've written 5 books because I want to change lives. You think I want to be an author? You really think I have a desire? Woke up one day and I always said, I'm not an author. Who wants to write books? But then I saw, after I got over my fear of public speaking, the way that I deeply, deeply, deeply impacted people by what I share and what I teach. And I'm like, it's a little irresponsible for me not to share this knowledge. Like, I got a gift, right? I know how to use LinkedIn. That's my thing. I know strategy. I know automation. I know technology. I know AI. How could I not teach it? It's irresponsible of me to go playing with my roses in the back, which, by the way, I'm propagating roses. If you look at my Instagram, you'll see I'm propagating. I want to create a whole row of rose bushes. And this morning I was you know what I thought about this morning? When you cut, and I know we're almost at time, when you cut a rose, when you cut any plant, you need to have 2 nodes underwater and then 2 leaves above water. You need to have leaves above water, nodes underwater. Paul knows this. If Paul's here, Paul knows this. But you need to propagate it, which means you need to have roots that grow. And so the same thing happens with us. When you get pain from something, when you're having pain, when you get cut, you need to put a great foundation in water. You need to be able to put yourself as a foundation in water, but then you need to be able to look at the sun and look at the sky and have hope. And look up at your goals and have a vision. Because if you don't have a vision, if you're not growing, you're dying. Like, you know what I mean? If you're not growing these strong roots in water, you're dying. So what I want you to consider is have a strategy. Have a strategy. Let's propagate you into a rose garden. Let's make you successful. Build those relationships. Nurture them. Let me show you how to do it in the Accelerator program. Join the community. Become one of my first 100 AI LinkedIn automators. I'd love to have you build a relationship. I'd love you connect. I know my assistant's telling me that I have a networking call happening in about 7 minutes, but I want to give you guys a gift for being here. Jen, what's the gift that we're giving out? Are we giving out a hashtag spreadsheet? LinkedIn has one of the most followed hashtags on the internet for business, but you have to know which ones are the most followed, right? You have to know which ones have the most followers so that you strategically add hashtags to your posts. So we have a called a hashtag spreadsheet. We bought the domain hashtagspreadsheet.com. And we just send that as a gift. If people want as a gift, the hashtag spreadsheet, we can give you the hashtag spreadsheet. So that's the gift. And I'll give you guys another gift. I'm going to share my screen and I'll give you another gift. Why not? I love giving gifts out. My mother also loves giving gifts out. She hates receiving gifts. That's something I worked on. I had to work on that a lot. So here's the ultimate LinkedIn task list for 2024. I put together 30 things. You guys can have it. Just go in here, grab it. 30 things: profile monitoring, connection requests, engagement, birthdays and anniversaries, thanking new connections. And we actually have a free community, an Evie AI community that you can join, where I have the full checklist. And the link is here. Join the community. So if you want, I would tell you to comment on this post. If you can, grab that task list. Again, it's my gift to you. And I worked really hard. It took me about 4 hours to write this task list, but it took me many, many years to come up with what I need to put into the task list. Okay, what did you guys think? Was this worth it, your time, or was this a total waste of time? Sabrina said, thank you very much. Sabrina, I love your lab coat. Is that a lab coat or is it just a sweater? Are you like a technician or something? Are you like a doctor? Daniel says, absolute worth the time. I thought you said waste of time. That would have been funny if somebody's like, total waste of time, Joe. You wasted my time. Thank you. I should have left. Bill said, great info. Thanks. Jay said, great info. I'm empowered for the day. It's fleece cardigan. Okay. All right. Great info. Great info. Cynthia said, extremely valuable. Great webinar again, Joe. Okay. Are you guys following me on YouTube? I post on YouTube a lot. Are you guys? Okay, let me show you. I have a couple YouTube channels. So youtube.com/Joe Apfelbaum. I do streams on a regular basis on LinkedIn, but then I send it to YouTube as well. So I'll just, let me see. I'll just share. Oh, I shared the wrong thing. Why did I share the wrong thing? Because I shared the wrong thing. It is what it is. So this is my YouTube channel. You guys can check that out. We also have an Evie AI YouTube channel as well. If anybody wants to share anything or have any questions, feel free to share your questions now. We still have a few more minutes. I'd love to answer anything. You literally ask me anything. I'm happy to answer it. I'm not here to hide anything or don't be shy. Like ask me like a technical question. I'm happy to answer it. Like a lot of people say never teach on a webinar. You know how much I taught you guys here? Some people say never tell stories and try to convince them to buy something. I was like, I don't need to, there's not enough people for me to convince them to buy something that if they bought something, it would make any impact in my life. Do you get what I'm saying? Like if there was 20,000 people here, maybe I would take that strategy, but there's a couple of people that I can change your life. I can tell you everything you need to know. So just tell me what you need and I'm happy to help you. Gani said, is there only the business? Is this for business or can executive job seeker from the, yes, executive job seeker can definitely benefit from the automation program. I actually taught somebody how to automate reaching out to recruiters and she got 20 meetings. I kid you not, 20 meetings in 48 hours with recruiters from my automation strategy. It blew her mind and she had less than 500 connections. 20 meetings in 48 hours. Think about that. She had to upgrade to Sales Navigator. Yes. She had to pay extra. So it's not, you're not gonna be able to do it for free. You're gonna have to pay for some software. You're gonna have to blah, blah, blah. Daniel says, can you get a language other than English as default? Yes. In Evie AI, let me just show you. You can change the language. So first of all, if you put in the persona, you can tell the persona. So here in Evie AI, click on personas. I have a Spanish persona here. You see, Joe Apfelbaum Spanish. So if you set a Spanish persona, you say, act as Joe Apfelbaum, make the comment in Spanish and make it under 20 words. Do not use fancy language. Use only language that a 10-year-old would understand and make it relevant to the post. So you see what I'm saying? I'm giving it instructions to use Spanish. Another way to do that is that when you're using the post writer, you can change the language here. If you want us to create a default language thing, then just email hello@evieai.com. Make that request. We'll add it to the roadmap for you, Daniel. Okay? If that's something that you want us to add as a feature in the future. But, you can do it in a persona. Any other technical questions that you guys have about life, about business, about relationships? I have a lot of experience breaking off a relationship. So if you want to know what not to do, I can tell you. David said, having a problem accessing the hashtag site. So try evergreen.com/hashtag. Evergreen.com/hashtag. www.evergreen.com, http:// Let me put that in there. I'm going to click on it now myself. Yeah, that works. That one works. I just clicked on it. Jay said, what tools do you use for bots? Jay, I use quite a few different tools. One of them is called make.com. One of them is called Zapier. Another one is called Bardeen. Those are the tools that I use as bots. And then I use other robots specifically for LinkedIn. Again, it depends on your budget. You know, one of them is Dripify, Linked Helper. I mean, there's a bunch of them that I looked at. I would not recommend Duck Soup. A lot of people recommend that one, but you got to be careful. But you know what you're using, you need training and support before you go off and do anything automation, because your account will get banned super fast. Okay, you do the wrong thing, you piss off the wrong people. They said, I don't know this person. All of a sudden, boom, you're banned, and then you lose your account. I recommend backing up your account. Do you guys know how to back up your account? Download all your connections. We definitely teach it inside our course and inside the accelerator program. We teach you all that. Linda says, I don't want a full-time job. I want to get consulting. We teach you how to get consulting gigs. That is our thing, right? We're really good at teaching people coaching, consulting, strategy, all that stuff. So learning how to do that is really key. And coming up with your offer. You know, we had a client that came to us. She had a very successful business. She was generating $80,000 a year. Very successful business. She came to us. She 5x'd her business after working with us. 5x'd her business. So she's not doing $1 million, but she doesn't want to, you know, it's just her and her husband. And we have tons of testimonials, tons of them, more than I can handle. Go to my LinkedIn profile. You don't believe me? Here, look. Let me just show you. How many recommendations can a person have? Let's look. Let's look how many a person can have. I don't know. Let's check. Let's see. Scroll down over here to recommendations. Let's see what it looks like over here. Recommendations. Sarah just gave me one, May 20th. I have 503. These are people that said things about me. Do you see that? I'm not showing you this because I want to brag. I'm just showing you this because of the impact I'm able to make in people's lives. Diona bought the accelerator program. She said, having worked with Joe Apfelbaum as a client, I can attest to his exceptional expertise in teaching others to use LinkedIn to build relationships and staying top of mind. I took his LinkedIn networking class and left the session with a clear point of action, excited to getting social on LinkedIn. If you're looking to level up your networking game, talk to Joe and watch what he does. You'll be glad you did. Okay? And she's a consultant. She has a marketing agency. You see that? Helping B2B marketers make selling easier and deliver an ROI. She's great, but she's a marketing expert that said that about me. How cool is that? I think it's pretty cool. Daniel said, absolutely, Joe. Your insights are spot on. I'm going to reply to Daniel, but I'm going to use AI to help me reply. Look at this. I reply to every post, every comment. I try to reply to every single comment, but AI makes it really fast. You see how quickly I'm able to reply to these comments? And we also have a templating feature over here as well. I highly recommend you get the premium version of Evie AI just because it'll save you so much time. I've never seen a software, and we implemented 4.0, by the way. This is using not 3.5, it's using 4.0. So it goes really, really quick. It's almost instant. We have to update the UI to say 4.0. It says 3.5, but it's almost instant. It's just like, boom, the AI has it ready for you. And we're doing it during peak hours right now. 1 p.m. is peak hours, and we're still getting almost an instant response from the AI. It's crazy. Do you see the way I just replied to everybody? And it was a custom reply based on what they said. I love that. I love that. That is customer service right there. That is crazy customer service. I love it. All right. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to set up a Google form for people to fill out. And when they fill out the Google form, they automatically get into a spreadsheet. And then based on the spreadsheet, we'll automatically assign people to a particular group and then automatically email them. I just thought of an idea for an automation to bring people together. Oh my gosh. Whee! Thank you guys for giving me that inspiration, because I have 145 people that want to be involved in communities, but I only want to create communities of 10 people. So now I realize, instead of me going to figure out what group you want to be part of, let the AI decide, but fill out the information and then you get into the mix and you'll be able to see the whole back end of that automation inside our automation community. Guys, learning automation is going to change your life, because then you can help other people with automation as well. So I'm not going to train everybody on it, but if you guys want to learn it, join the automation community. It'll be fun. And I hired a guy every Monday from Spain who's an automation expert, and I'm right now recruiting for new automation experts to jump in and do co-working with us. So if you need like some scripts or some like Python knowledge or some stuff, he's available there for that. You guys get it? Again, it's not for everybody. Not everybody needs to learn this stuff, but if you want to learn, make.com, Zapier, Bardeen, whatever, if you want to learn these tools and how to use them, we're going to be doing 2 training sessions a month and then weekly co-working. That's what it is for $97 a month. Okay. Awesome. Any other comments that anybody else has about anything? No? Tell me what industry you're in the chat. Let me know what industry you're in. I'm curious to know what industry you're in. And also, if you want to put in your LinkedIn URL in the chat so people can network with each other, I'm a big fan of people networking with each other in general. So if you want to put your LinkedIn URL in the chat, feel free to do that. And, you know, I do have a group. Let me see if I can get you the link to the group. Members. Add members. Let's see. Add member. Oh, invite via link. Oh, look at that. It's available. Members, invite via link. Copy link. Okay, I have a little WhatsApp group that you guys can join if you want. I don't know if you guys use WhatsApp. I just put the WhatsApp group there. Let's see what people do for a living. All right, so what do people do? Legal. Bill Galling. Congrats, Bill. And Bill, it was nice to see you at the event. Robert said whole life insurance. Daniel said business consulting on tax issues. Sabrina said embroidery and uniforms. Oh, family business. That's cool. I didn't know that. Jay says doing pricing intelligent AI development. I love that. Cynthia said creating passive income. Tom said accounting and bookkeeping. Executive coaching with James. Awesome. I love that. And I love that everyone's sharing their LinkedIn URLs here. That's really, really great. If you guys want to join the WhatsApp group, that's a little WhatsApp group that I put together. Feel free to share it with whoever you want. It's just kind of like general. People just join there and share their links and connect and build relationships with each other. I'm gonna build a couple WhatsApp groups. Now that I'm looking into WhatsApp more, I think it's valuable to, you know, have a couple groups like that going. I was gonna just move everybody to school, but I said, you know what? People can be on school, but we could also join on WhatsApp to kind of get to know each other. So I'm gonna be sharing that WhatsApp group more. We do have quite a few people in the WhatsApp group. I think we have, let me see, members. We have 39 members right now, but I'll probably grow it to 100 members. You know, just have a nice little group with people talking to each other about stuff. All right, Jen's telling me that somebody's waiting for me on a call. So thank you very much for being on this. I appreciate you guys, and I look forward to seeing you at the next event. All the best. Bye, everyone.